Okay guys, you join us live from Mondello Park for rounds 9 and 10 of the Virtual Race Academy Porsche RSR Cup, the final 2 rounds, and we're delighted this evening to have the voice of Irish motorsport with us, Mr. Leo Nulty.
Hey Rob, how you doing?
Very good.
This is great, isn't it?
It's great fun, and I'm the happiest man in Ireland at the moment. So to have you here, somebody who actually knows what they're doing in the commentary box, and take some pressure off me. So
I'm looking around for somebody else here, Rob. I'm not sure who you're talking about. I have no idea what's happening. I'm learning, but this is great. I've seen a little bit behind the curtain tonight, and I suppose, first of all, you said welcome to Mondello Park. We are actually at Mondello Park, which is great because we're in the Virtual Race Academy, which is in Suite 2 in Mondello. But we've had disciplinarian action. We've had drivers' briefings. We've had team meetings. You actually have to do a bit of disciplinary. Like, people can be sent to the tower in this race, which is all new to me.
Absolutely.
We've been watching them testing and then qualifying for the last hour or so, and a lot of different driving styles there, which is wonderful to see. Keith Dempsey, ragged edge coming into the S's, big armful of opposite lock, and in these Porsches they seem really, really hard to hold sideways, but Keith Dempsey is managing to get a big drift down into the S's, which is great to watch. But most of the other guys, they seem to be pretty much like a real one, because they're a bit tail happy and they can do big fishtails that go all the way from Boac to Duckums if you're as old as me.
Yeah, they're not an easy car to drive at all. I've driven these, unfortunately haven't driven a real one, but these virtual Porsche RSRs were developed by Porsche with Assetto Corsa, so they're as realistic as you're going to get in sim racing world, I think. So, but yeah, as you say, lots of different driving styles. Some people extremely smooth, which I think is the key to being quick in one of these, and some guys really on the ragged edge.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Monza last week. I came down here just to watch Monza last week, and I thought that's probably what intrigued me with it, Rob, is the fact that you could see Niall Murray, for example, has the car by the scruff of the neck, as Niall Murray normally does when he gets in a racing car. Barry Rabbit wasn't on the outright pace, but got the lead and used that incredible racecraft that we know he has to back Niall Quinn up into the pack, and actually had us all laughing in the room here where there were 6 or 7 cars going for the lead. So great to watch. I'm sure we'll get more of that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the racecraft that you see in the real world is in play here as well. It's the exact same, which is great. There's really not that much difference.
Well, let's have a look. We've got a load of people we know and a lot of people we don't know so well, but Rob has prepared a little bit of information for me. Getting ready to go here, Rob.
Yep, lights going out in just a moment. And race 1 is go.
There we go. A lot of wheel spin, a lot of tire smoke there, but it's grid order as they head down towards turn 1 by the look of it. So is that Keith Dempsey leading?
Keith Dempsey in first and Niall Quinn in second.
All staying away from each other. Or are they? A few of the cars out of shape mid-pack, but no problems for the leader there. Straight through turn 2. They get a little bit sideways, Rob. Do you notice that through turn 2? We can go on board with them later on and have a look at that. But there's quite often a little bit of opposite lock at turn 2. And again here, if you go into turn 3, pretty much like real life, you can get way out of shape. Keane Carey and bother there. He's off on the way down to turn 3.
That's it. Dempsey heading into turn 4, leading the way. He's got Quinn all over his tail. Mirrors full of. Actually, these cars don't have rear view mirrors. They've got a rear view camera and a screen inside. But yeah, that black and orange Porsche, all full of the screen inside Dempsey's car.
Oh, stopping the car at the apex there. That's a classic Mondello move. He got to defend on the inside, but he wasn't going to allow Quinn to get that run on the way out of the final corner there. Great stuff from Keith Dempsey. But already Quinn, we saw this relentless pressure. He doesn't get the car out of shape. He's been the class in the field pretty much. Well, these two have been pretty much all season. In fact, they've won all the races between them, Rob. I think it's is it 4 wins each for Niall Quinn and Keith Dempsey. But Keith has been involved in a few tangles. We saw in Monza last week, huge pace, but got out of shape and was actually punted off by somebody else as well. Quinn closes in on the brakes, almost a little bit of a kiss on the rear bumper as they go up out of turn 3 there and back down towards the S's.
Yeah, great stuff. So let's have a quick look further down the field, see who the movers and shakers are. Let's have a quick look at Max Hart. He's got Brandon Naines, Barry Rabbit right in front of him. Barry in the pallet storage.ie car there. Who else have we got? Max Hart, obviously, he's one of our newest guys here, just into sim racing just a couple of weeks, so he's doing extremely well. Only a few hours to put in on sims. Some of these guys have got nearly 400 laps clocked in this week, Leo.
We won't mention any names, but we do have access to that information, which again surprised me. I'd love to know in real racing how many practice laps people did between races in Mondello. You wouldn't have access to it. We can see how many laps these guys have done. Once the track has been opened up here, they can have a go. 2 cars, I think, off into the gravel, perhaps on the outside of turn 1. But no change up front. It's Dempsey, Quinn, McManus up to 3rd place now. Nicky Meredith down to 4th place on that lap and has lost a bit in that manoeuvre. He's 2.4 seconds back. So Brian McManus, the security installer from Athlone now, proper sim racer. We're getting these really good sim racers coming up against some of the best racing drivers in the country, which is what makes this so interesting from our point of view. So Brian McManus, a security installer. All we need is Matt Feeney now. Whether we'll be locking an inside wheel or guarding the inside line on the way up to the final corner. But we'll leave those puns to Matt Feeney. But it's Dempsey, Quinn, McManus, Meredith, Yamamoto. Went so well in Monza last week. He's in 5th place now. Then Niall Murray, you can never discount Niall Murray. Keith Rabbit going very well. Now, there's a man with very little experience in relative terms. Joined in this week. He's up to 7th place. Marty Moore going well in 8th. You'd be happy with that, Rob.
You will indeed, yeah. And Keith's brother Shane there, actually. Shane, who was quicker, I think, in qualifying, is down in 16th. So he obviously got caught in a bit of a tangle there at the start of the race. But these two here that we're watching on screen now, David Yamamoto, and is it Keith Rabbit or is it Niall Murray? Let me just see 1 second. It is David Yamamoto and Niall Murray here going at it hammer and tongs.
Well, that was Murray down the inside of turn 3. Lovely move, no contact. Takes that place away, I think, and brings himself up to 5th place. So this is interesting. Now the order is Keith Dempsey from Niall Quinn, McManus in 3rd place, then Nicky Meredith and Niall Murray, then Yamamoto, Keith Rabbit, Marty Moore, Barry Rabbit in 9th place. He's been very quick in testing, so he'll be looking to move up a little bit.
Yeah, he's just put his fastest lap in there at 51.7. Not quite at qualifying pace, but not far off it at all here. 50.5, I think, was the fastest we saw in qualifying for any of the guys. Let's ride on board. We're on board with Niall Murray now, chasing down Nicky Meredith.
These two the old buddies. Well, Owen Murray and Nicky Meredith, good buddies from karting days, of course. Oh, big lock up there. This is a bit like watching Formula 4 at 1600 last year. They know Niall Murray's behind them, they start making mistakes. So Murray all over the curbs and right out over the edge of the curbs, coming out of the S's. Doesn't have a look down the inside, trying to get a good smooth exit out of here. Meredith, perhaps, is he backing him up? He gets a great run though. Meredith gets himself 2, 3, 4 lengths on they come down the main straight.
Let's take a look up the front of the field, Leo, because it's really, really close here. We're on board with Niall Quinn now, still right on the rear bumper of Keith Dempsey in front.
Keith Dempsey, hugely experienced, comes from good stock, of course, son of Cliff Dempsey and brother of Peter Dempsey, and did a lot of racing himself. Won a Formula Renault race in the UK a few years back, so he's no stranger to this. Would have grown up in a motor racing environment. He's very, very good at sim racing. A little bit wide there. Quinn will probably stay to the left a little bit more. He will try and get a better run through the second bit of the S's. That's exactly what he does, but he only gains a few feet back, and Dempsey straight to the inside. Classic Mondello stuff there, defending, and again slows right down. Watching the mirror.
That's a little tap on the apex there, I think, which allows Brian McManus right up onto the tail of Quinn. But they do pull away a little bit down the straight. Owen Murray in the pits there must have got an issue. Jordan Dempsey down a lap. Actually, he must have had some troubles as well.
This is a little bit more serious, Rob, isn't it? Because Dempsey's got to win this race to keep his championship hopes alive. We'll get about 2 minutes, I think, you and I, to do the multiplication and subtraction after this race. But Dempsey has to beat Quinn in both races to be in with a chance at the title. Quinn gets on the power right out to the outside. Dempsey's got it covered, though, and he's not looking ragged at all. Moving across the inside line as they come down into the S's. Be unusual, anybody could get around the outside there, but they are catching it back. Marco Robin, look up ahead.
Yeah, who's that? That is Dempsey, I think, Jordan Dempsey, that they're catching up as
right down the outside.
The outside, he's looking for the cutback. Is he going to get it, or is Dempsey going to shut the door?
Dempsey had that covered nicely. I thought Quinn was going to make it there just before the apex. Looked like he get the run. Keeping the nose down the inside, back to the outside here. Jordan Dempsey with a big lock up in front. Jordan Dempsey just arrived tonight and jumped on one of the sims here at the Virtual Race Academy. Was on the pace in testing, right on the pace. I think he was inside the top 5 or 6, but obviously he's had an issue on the outlap, and the leaders not catching him as quickly as they thought they would.
No, and that's really impressive. You don't just jump on one of these sims and be quick straight away. Even if you are a Jordan Dempsey or a Niall Murray, it takes time.
And you certainly don't if you're a Leo Nulty, because I had a go last week, Rob. If there would have been thousands of pounds worth of damage if it wasn't virtual racing. But here they come down into the S. It's beginning to move around now. Quinn really knows. I suppose Quinn can sit on his tail in both races and it'll be a very close thing. He could probably still get the championship, but he's a real racer, Niall Quinn, and he will want to win this one. Dempsey, same again, down the inside. I suppose the fact that they're being so defensive is allowing Dempsey to possibly begin to ease away from them there. Jordan Dempsey, just been named as Mullingar Sports Star of the Year. Young man making great names from 7 Asia, in hoping to move to Formula 3 with John O'Hara's Pinnacle Motorsport team this year. But look at this again, Dempsey guards the inside. Quinn just has nowhere to go. Wherever he puts the car, Dempsey's already there. And playing the waiting game is Brian McManus there in 3rd place. In fact, he lost a bit there, did he?
He did, yeah. He has. He's lost out quite a bit. These Porsches are quite tricky to drive on here. They're probably too quick for these for the tight twisty turns of Mondello Park. Loads of power, not as much grip as you would think, and really difficult to drive. Very hard to get the front of these cars turned in and get them slowed down. So let's take a look further down the field.
Niall Murray's got by Nicky Meredith just as we're speaking, just now actually. That's a change.
And is he taking back a bit of contact there? Is he taking back that position? So he's going to come out on top there side by side, down straight, back indoors.
Elbows out there on the main straight.
It's Murray at the moment.
Murray on the inside. Meredith on the outside. Can he sit around the outside?
Will he keep it for turn 2? I think Murray's
Not
got the
quite.
legs on him just about.
Probably just as well. That could have been nasty at turn 2. They certainly weren't giving it away easily, either one of those two guys. So Murray ahead of Meredith now and up to 4th place. Great run from Niall. Murray gets very sideways. That's what we spoke about earlier. That's what we saw Keith Dempsey doing. Most of them, when they get to a certain angle, any angle at all, Rob, they don't come back. And when they do come back, they pendulum back the other way. But he just held up yet again. Look at that. Just as if he could hear me down the inside into the S's, and a big armful of opposite lock, and just holding it beautifully. Didn't cost him a whole lot of time either.
What he's going to struggle with now, though, Leo, is the rear tyres are going to be overheating on that Porsche, and that's one of the things that I found from driving these during the week. They're running on the softs and the super softs. We're not sure which tyres each driver's running, but if Niall Murray is on the super softs, those rear tyres will be overheated, and he will have a lot less grip. If he's on the softs, it might not be such an issue. But if he keeps sliding the car around like that, well, it doesn't look like it's causing him an issue anyway. He's pulling a gap on Meredith there.
Again, drifting the car in a little wobble on the brakes then into turn 3, but still gets back into that apex, and a nice late apex. That gives him even more on the way back up the hill. Uphill run there, of course, so good run out of that corner will pay dividends all the way down to the S's. Nice tidy line this time from Murray. We're back at the front now, and still no change. Keith Dempsey looks like he has it's stabbed down the inside from Quinn, but Dempsey doesn't even bother responding to that. Takes a full racing line, late apex, and gets turned in. Quinn it is now, gets slightly out of shape on the power as they go up through the gears now on the main straight.
Let's see, check out Barry Rabbit. He's in a bit of space. Brother Keith is a couple of seconds back. Marty Moore further down the field there.
Barry's come a few places though. He was behind Marty Moore, he's behind Keith Rabbit. He's got by both of those up to 7th. Yamamoto though right in the mix now with Murray and Meredith. Well, with Meredith certainly now. Murray is easing his way up the road.
That's it, yeah. Marty in the Irish Auto Parts car there looks great in the bright green. Who else we got? Who's our quickest non-racing?
McManus it is.
McManus, yeah. Doing a great job.
Malone, yeah, great job.
Brian's put in some of the most laps this week actually. Really taking this seriously.
Alright, let's not kid ourselves. They're all taking it. We're taking it seriously, Rob.
We are.
It's proper racing, isn't it? So it's Dempsey from Quinn, McManus, Niall Murray, Nicky Meredith, Yamamoto, and then Barry Rabbit, Keith Rabbit, Marty Moore, and McCann rounding out the top 10.
Bit of a gap up the front now, just a couple of car lengths.
A bit of breathing space for Dempsey. That'll be the time for him to try and put the head down and get away. Wouldn't have to worry so much about defending. Maybe that's what he's done. He's right out over the curbs coming out of turn 2. Not sure what it's like on a sim, but that's not where you want to be in any racing car at Mondello Park. The only place with just a small bit of runoff is turn 2. Or it used to be sponsored by BOAC, the airline, in the 70s, and if you're really old, you'll still call it BOAC. So a lot of people talk about getting through BOAC flat out. It's certainly not flat out in these cars, a real 1-hour sim car, but some of the lower powered cars, it is just about flat.
So let's take a look further down the field. We're following Max Hart here. He's got Keane Carey behind him. Keane here in the Virtual Race Academy HQ. He's driving our full motion sim actually at the moment in virtual reality. So he's got the headset on, fully immersed there, not looking at a screen. And he's got hydraulic actuators which are moving around as he brakes, accelerates and goes through the corners. They're in a really close battle here. They just avoid contact as there's 4 of them going on the run out of turn 3 into turn 4.
Is that Max Hart? I think the young Formula V racer leading that
That's
group.
Max at the front, yeah. Keane Carey in 2nd. Dimitri Fursov in the 4th car in that pack, and it's a bit of argy-bargy there, guys. Try and keep it clean.
Good stuff from young Max there. He just held on to that one. Somebody took Keane Carey that was sitting right round the outside of Max Hart. Of course, won the Finn All-Star Tomorrow Championship driving with Paul Heavy's Leastone team this year, and moves to the UK to race the Leastone 1000 in the mini moto class of the Mono Posto Championship. So young man worth looking out for. It's great support. Oh, I almost gave him the curse of the virtual commentator, Rob. That was a big armful of opposite lock coming out of turn 2 there, but I held on to it beautifully, young Max Hart.
Yeah, Max was with us actually a few weeks ago. He was racing over in the UK, and he came to...
Somebody off, Rob.
Oh, where was that? Oh, that is Ronan Hedeman, I think.
First off,
yeah. So let's head back on the front of the grid, see how we're getting on.
Oh, back marks. Cars all over the place, Rob. Oh, Dempsey's definitely been held up slightly, or has he? Oh, somebody defending. Are we...
Oh, there's contact. Oh, that's let Quinn through.
Quinn leads now. Dempsey won't be happy about that one at all, and that's somebody not obeying yellow flags, perhaps.
No.
There was two guys being lapped, having a real go at each other there. We won't name them just yet, but they couldn't be at the virtual tower after this race. That was has changed the outcome of the race and possibly the championship. Absolutely. So Keith Dempsey won't be happy with that, Rob.
He won't. I mean, that's allowed Brian McManus into second place as well. He'll be very happy with that, though. So the order now is Niall Quinn, Brian McManus, Keith Dempsey and Niall Murray. Bit of a gap to Murray there, but with all this argy-bargy up the front, be fairly sure there was 6 minutes on the clock that Murray could close that 3-second gap.
Dempsey would have looked, sorry Rob, Dempsey would have looked down the inside. He's on the outside for the second bit. Yes, he's done it. Cracking move by Keith Dempsey. Obviously not in the mood to be trifled with after what happened just here 1 lap ago. I don't know, will he have the pace? Niall Quinn is at his most dangerous when he gets out front. He tends to just ease away and bang in those laps. He's very experienced both in sim racing and real racing, so Niall Quinn now easing away, and let's see what Dempsey can do.
I think we'll find Dempsey back on his tail within a few laps, Leo. These guys within tenths of a second of each other in practice and qualifying all week long. Murray closed that gap down to 2.7 now, just 0.3 of a second, but 2.5 already, so he's reeling these guys in.
Just looking at the live stream here, we can see Keith Dempsey, Emma Dempsey and Cliff Dempsey and Peter Dempsey all watching, so they won't be too happy about the backmarker stunt earlier, I'm assuming, as well. Keith was looking quite controlled at the front of that one. He certainly wasn't getting out of shape.
We can see damage on Keith Dempsey's car. He's got a smashed right-hand window there and a bit of damage on the door from that contact. So Dempsey is pulling away from McManus. Murray, that gap is kind of steady. He's holding there at 2.5 seconds. That's the gap to Nicky Meredith. Just half a second back from Murray. David Yamamoto behind him. A little bit of space out further down the field. How's Barry Rabbit getting on? He's got a bit of air between him, 4 seconds gap around him, so he's just getting the head down and doing his own thing. 1.5 seconds between Quinn and Dempsey now. There's another back marker in the way. We've got 4 minutes on the clock. It's right on board with Dempsey. See what he can do to get past. Who is that in? I think that possibly is Keane Carey.
It is Keane. He's gone a little bit wide. Keane Carey's done some really quick laps in this, but he tends to get in a bit of bother. Same happened in Monza. He was off at the first chicane last week, but he won't be too easy to get by. He's got plenty of pace. Like you can see there, he's not showing the pace of a back marker. But there we go. A little bit of opposite lock, and that's enough. Dempsey's by. That's the way these Porsches are. If the back lets go, you got to catch him really quick.
One of the issues that Keith is, and he's on the inside of Dempsey here, and he's pushed him wide on this contact. Oh, the two of them off. Dempsey is not going to be a happy camper after this race. One of the issues.
Niall Murray side by side with him. Is that Niall Murray in our mirrors?
It is.
I think it is. That's one man you don't want behind you on the way up to the final corner. Look at Murray down the outside on the brakes now. Again, Keith slowing them right down. Murray tries for the switchback, doesn't get it. He's right in his wheel tracks though, Rob.
And that's Meredith behind him there, right on the bumper of Murray as well.
Here they come down through the gears, turn in, get right into the apex down at turn 1. Niall Murray right with him there. Dempsey gets a good exit though, doesn't he? Just gets himself another length or two there. I think he's a little bit quicker perhaps than the two guys behind. Look at that through turn 2, just carries that speed through. And Niall Murray getting smaller there in our rear view mirror, or our camera as you say, Rob, at these Porsches. Yeah,
and we'll see how he does on the exit of turn 3 here. Yeah, that's where a lot of time can be made up, and he does pull a few car lengths on Murray. What I was saying, Leo, there is in Keane Carey's defence, when you're wearing the VR headset, it can be extremely difficult to see the blue flags. So the inexperienced sim racer Kerry probably wasn't aware that Dempsey was there.
Either way, I think Keith will be. I think he was wrong a couple of times in this one. He was leading the race pretty strongly, and for the two back markers to tangle when they were about to be lapped is a little bit naughty. Meredith coming at them all on the brakes there, steaming in down to turn 1, but slow on the exit as a result.
Yeah, there's a 5-second gap now between Quinn and McManus, and a 3-second gap back to Dempsey.
Big off for Murray again. We were talking about this earlier. Niall Murray just has the car by the scruff of the neck. You know, that's just Niall Murray not wanting to allow Keith Dempsey to get away, and Dempsey a bit more pace, and Murray just firing the car down into turn 3. And he's always good value to watch, Niall Murray, but just a little bit too quick down into turn 3, and that's allowed Yamamoto pass. Hasn't allowed Barry Rabbit up to him yet. Yamamoto going nice. What about Brian McManus? That's a really impressive performance here. He got into sim racing with his father, playing GP2, GP3 and GP Legends. It's not today or yesterday. So great stuff. He raced with the race department for a bit before, selling everything 2 years ago and tarmacking his driveway, which he said was a big mistake, and now he's back. And the boys know he's back, don't they? Because he's second there. He's ahead of some big motor racing names: Keith Dempsey, Meredith, Yamamoto, Niall Murray, Barry Rabbit, all these guys. So great stuff.
Yeah,
from McManus in second place.
Job. Only 1 minute left on the clock, Leo. So our order: we've got Quinn out the front, McManus in second, 5-second gap, Keith Dempsey in third, Nicky Meredith fourth, David Yamamoto in fifth, Niall Murray in sixth, Barry Rabbit seventh, Martin Moore in eighth. That's a good race from him. Peter McCann in ninth, and Paul Morgan in 10th. Two rabbits actually, Keith and Shane in 11th and 12th. Shane managed to drag himself up. He was way down in 17th there at the start of the race. Brad and Ains at the pits there.
So Niall Quinn looking very good out the front of this, extending his lead again that time round. 6.1 the gap now. So McManus in second place. Keith Dempsey still in third place despite all the drama. And then it's Nicky Meredith and David Yamamoto. Niall Murray back in sixth place after the big off down at turn 3. Gathered it up fairly quickly. There's Marty Moore down the inside there.
That's a back marker, Leo, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. Peter McCann on the tail of Marty there.
Got held up a little bit again by that back marker. He's not taking any guff from the back markers there. I think he's seen the previous performances, perhaps, out with the elbow there.
Absolutely.
Coming through, you can make your own arrangements. So that might be the way to drive these cars around Mondello Park. There'll certainly be some discussions after this one. So it's Quinn, McManus, Dempsey, Meredith. The leader now on the final lap, Niall Quinn. He has won the last 3 races. He looks like he's going to make it 4 in a row on the first race at Mondello Park. This track having been put together, of course, the national track, by these guys at the VRA, the Virtual Race Academy, and there's a back marker in front of him. They've played a big part in this one already. Have you got Benny Hill music at the ready just in case this goes wrong, Rob?
And it's King Kerry again. I think that Quinn is going to get past him without issue this time. We've got someone going the wrong way.
Looks like Max Hart was just recovering there. Indeed it was. But Quinn making no mistakes. Great stuff from him. Takes the win, and we need to do the sums, but that's certainly one hand on the championship, I think. So Niall Quinn has taken race 1. McManus is going to take second place, which is a great performance from him. Brian McManus putting away some big names there.
Dempsey crosses the line in third, so did manage to recover and hold on to bag some points. Nicky Meredith in fourth, Yamamoto in fifth, Niall Murray in sixth. Action-packed race for Murray as well. Plenty of trips to the gravel track for him.
Dempsey and Meredith swap places on the last lap, perhaps? They may have.
I think they might have done, yeah. Did Barry gain a place there on Rabbit? I'm not sure on Marty. Anyway, great stuff from all the guys. We are going to have a 2-minute gap, and then we will be back for race 2. Liam.
Yeah, great entertainment from all these guys, and well done to Niall Quinn, Brian McManus and Keith Dempsey. That's first, second and third in the second last round of the championship and the first race at Mondello Park.